To churn or not to churn? That's the question. I'm using the same recipe for this Mocha caramel chip ice cream with just 2 different techniques, and we'll see how different they are. Whether you decide to churn or not, making this Mocha caramel chip ice cream starts the same way. In a large bowl, combine your sweetened condensed milk, cocoa powder, and instant espresso powder. This will help to get those powders to start dissolving. Then add in your heavy cream and get that mixed around real well. At this stage, you're still going to notice those little dark specks because the powders haven't dissolved completely, but that's okay, we'll get there. If you're churning your ice cream, you want to add in your half and half now and get that mixed around a little bit more. Of course, the next step is to pour that mixture into your frozen bowl of your ice cream maker and let it churn. Your cocoa and espresso powders are going to dissolve completely during the churning process. So while this is happening, it's time to cut up that chocolate bar. And I like to freeze mine first. That way it chops really nicely. When your ice cream in the churn starts looking like this, that's where you pour in your chopped chocolate. Let it combine real well and then pour it into your freezer-safe lidded container and pop it in the freezer for a couple of hours until it's frozen through. No ice cream churn? No problem. As promised, we've got another way to make this. It's called the whip and freeze method, or at least that's what I call it. So it starts the same way. You combine your sweetened condensed milk, espresso, and cocoa powders, then add in the heavy cream. You're gonna keep on whipping this until all of those powders dissolve and it becomes thick and creamy like whipped cream. Once you get to that stage, add in the half and half and get that combined just until it is mixed through. Then you're gonna pour it into your freezer-safe container, pour in the chopped chocolate, give it a good mix, and pop it in the freezer overnight. When they come out of the freezer, this is how they scoop, the churned and the unchurned. Now, it was easier to scoop the churned, and so it's softer, it melts a lot faster, and it tastes really smooth and creamy, so the texture is great. Now, the texture is actually not bad at all with the unchurned, but it is a little bit icy. The taste is still good, and the one thing to keep in mind is all the chunks sink to the bottom. So to eliminate that problem, you might want to try to stir it about an hour into the freezing process to help with that. Otherwise though, even if you don't have a churn, this still turns out really great tasting. You can find the recipe for Mocha caramel chip ice cream and many more at homewithshay.com. Shay Ryan, ABC Action News.